All right. Welcome on back. We're going to do some more Seth Rogen Blaze of Glory event. It ends in 2 hours. Oh, wait. Was this really quiet? Oh, you know what it was is I turned. Hold on. Let's see here. No. Wait, what? Um, no. Here we go. I turned this way down because I was playing with my buddy the other day and like I couldn't hear him talking. Here we go. Rate of the fire, rate of the fire. All right. Anyways, so
Way to go, man. You really put the chief back in achievement, which almost works.
I love it. Seth's a hilarious guy, and he's actually catching a lot of garbage on the X app. So
Tell you what, man, I love you, and this game is fun. Wait, where am I?
I love you too, Seth. You're a great pioneer and advocate for cannabis and criminal justice reform. You're a hero and
I'm a gun now, apparently.
an American and I guess Canadian treasure. Someone was mad. You're like, you're an embarrassment to Canada, and I'm like, come on. Why are you hating on this guy? And I guess a lot of it is because he spoke out in favor of Kamala Harris. I mean, like a lot of people support one political party or the other, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Also, I was starting a private party because I don't want to be talking to everybody. And also, I need to. Well, no, with this, I usually just pay attention to the thing. I have some time before work, so we are going to do some more joint operations. I hope they keep this play style. And look at my gun. Oh, it's got such a sick camo. It's got the weed leaves moving on it. That's just insane. Like the way that we have, and it looks so realistic too. Like I mean, I grew up in the days of GoldenEye, like where they had boxes for heads, and we were like, wow, the graphics are so cool. Because even that, we were comparing them to Mario, and just like, wow, this is so realistic, and the guns look so real, even though they look like cardboard. But yeah, and now these are like real, legit guns, like running around. And it's a total testosterone thing for the most part, but also a lot of ladies like it too. And
Get stoned, man.
I don't know, I say that because I've had somebody like really concerned why I love like
Joint
violent video games
operations.
and stuff. And I'm like, you just don't understand. It's just something about it. Like, it's like that carnal desire of like death and destruction, but not for the sake of death and destruction. It's for the sake of defending. You are the most skilled defender of your family, your country. Like you're protecting the weak. You're a defender, and this and that. But that only works if the people you're fighting against are truly monsters. And unfortunately, America has been the monster in most conflicts. I was just in Vietnam not too long ago, and I went to the American War Memorial. Oh god. And it was just terrible. Like it was like 3 or 4 floors of just a museum of all the horrors and the atrocities done in the war. So I don't know. It's humanity is learning, but oh too slowly, and that's the unfortunate part.
We're losing Charlie. Taking D. We lost C. Securing Delta.
And I unlocked everything for both this character and my alt account, so we got it. We got the weed camo for both my accounts. Anyways, and Seth Rogen, yeah, all cannabis advocates. Like I am gonna be a cannabis advocate. Like I went to bat for Seth. Well, at first I followed him. I was like, oh, I'm not even following the guy. Okay.
Oh, sure. Shoot the funny man.
Yeah, the gun's laughing. I love this game. Whoa.
Losing B. Good stat. Take a break. When do we get orange slices?
Okay. Oh, they shot down our plane.
Launch counter UAV. TACOM, get a UAV in the air.
Oh, that's ours.
Taking a shot.
Oh, dang it. Oh, no, 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 my score streak. Do I still have it? Yes. I got a freaking rocket launcher. Whoa, I have a new reticle. I didn't notice that. You were coming to shoot me, but I got you. Anyways, it's a war on drugs. We're fighting a literal freaking war, and these people, you know, they don't get it. So we're gonna make them get it. Peacefully, though. That's the thing. It's never been a war for us. Oh gosh, I saw that person. I was too late to blow them up there. All right.
Using field upgrade. Boom. Maybe the higher I get, the better I shoot.
That is actually true in some situations. Like cannabis, psychedelics, like they really do. They are like game enhancers sometimes. Like they allow you to relax and like let go of some anxiety and stress that might be jamming you up in your playing. But it's not always. I mean, it's not like a for sure thing. Sometimes you can smoke too much and become worse.
Heads up.
That's
Things
a
are
thing
about
too.
to get weird.
But it's definitely, well, actually, no, the same's true with alcohol because, like, to a point, if you just have like a drink or two, like a little bit of alcohol, it'll calm your nerves and stuff, similar to weed. But it's really easy to do too much.
Deploy watchdog kilo to my grid. Set call. Enemy watchdog kilo inbound.
I was trying to shoot. Ah, thank you. Came in and
Enemy
avenged
napalm
me.
strike incoming.
Oh gosh.
Calling in score streak. Hostile score
Get a
streak
UAV in
spotted.
the air. Hostile UAV established overhead. Hostile LDPR drop detected.
Shit, they took the lead. Don't let them walk all over you. Come on. Sighting in on enemy score streak.
This should do it.
Hard point located. Firing Archangel.
Yeah.
Enemy
Alright, let's blow
RCS
someone else up.
operator.
So anyways, we need to stick together. Like, we need to have each other's back because otherwise they're just going to keep making weed demonized and it's just going to keep being hard. And destroyed. Ah. Huh, okay, well that happened. So I don't know, and I feel like it's a bunch of kids, which is the sad thing, because it's like they're on there arguing about things they don't really know about. They shouldn't be smoking weed either. I get it, like I agree. It's not a kid thing to do. Same as alcohol, but you know how many kids drink alcohol? I mean, it's just madness, and that's why it's such madness, is because like alcohol is so much healthier, so much safer, so much less dangerous. Right, that's the same thing, but like it's
Shit.
in so many
You're ready
ways.
for a
Hold on.
switch up. Net call. Napalm strike inbound.
We're kind of losing by a lot, actually.
Munchies. You as hungry as I am? Grab those munchies to win, big boy.
So I don't know. It's just ridiculous. So, and that's the thing. I'm going to be starting up Twitch soon. I think I got it figured out. I was running too many things on my computer. That's why the sound sounded like garbage. I can do Twitch all day on my video games, and I will. And we can debate things, but I need to work on getting a chat up so there's a two-way communication. It's not just me talking at people.
Enemy napalm strike incoming.
Because that's the only way we're ever going to fix any of this, is if we realize that, like, these are normal people, not monsters or creatures or, you know, anything like that. Like, these are actual people that we're putting in prison, putting on probation, charging thousands of dollars that they don't have. And, you know, and just because, like, oh, well, they're a monster, they're now subhuman because they're a druggie or they use drugs or whatever. And it's literally just an excuse to treat people like human garbage. And, like, and not even human. Like, that's the point of it. It's like, you're treating them less than human. Like, and put them in cages. They're animals. Like, oh my gosh, or they've fallen so far from God or whatever. Like, you know, whatever the argument may be. Even though ancient churches used weed, like, cannabosum was a resin used in anointing oil, and it means cannabis. And I'm 100% on that. I'm just kidding. Like, it is debated. But if it turns out to be true, and then there's a BBC article uh, about how ancient churches burned weed on a pedestal. Like they lit it like incense, and they had one podium for incense and a separate podium for weed that had weed resin on it. So that's what I'm saying is like they were aware of this plant. They knew that this plant existed. And hashish back in the Middle East, they knew it existed. Like, so all of this nonsense about like, oh, it's against God's word. No, God said don't get drunk. If you believe that the Bible is by God, which honestly I don't. I think it was written by some very great guys and gals. You know, Mary Magdalene's gospel was erased. Oh, is that me? No, that's not me. Same camo, but no. A different gun and... Anyways, so the thing is like, if we had the Gospel of Mary Magdalene included in the Bible, and Timothy and like all these others that like legit say like, you know, you have what you need within you, you don't need to be, you know, it's all of these different things. And then there's weed. So there's two arguments kind of running parallel. Like, you know, hardcore religious people need to calm down and government people need to calm down. And they need to admit that it's just bogus. Like, drugs are only dangerous if you're poor. Rich people, wealthy rockers and musicians have been doing drugs, like all drugs, until like their 80s and 90s. Still living full, happy lives, healthy lives. You know, Hunter Biden literally smoking crack, like literally crack. The one thing that we joke about constantly is like, oh, I just noticed he has an ashtray in the stock. I wondered what that was. Huh, that's awesome. So, but anyways, it's ridiculous, and we can't allow it to continue on. He's got two ashtrays, actually. Huh, he's got the one on the side. That's what I saw before, but I didn't notice that that's another ashtray. Anyways, and it's just ridiculous, and we need to be persistent and vigilant, and that's why I'm going to be doing the Twitch. I'm going to be rallying up all the stoners around the world, all of the computer scientists I can around the world, all of the scientists, and just anybody who's fed up with people ignoring science or ignoring truth, all this. And because really, oh my god, it's ironic that truth social is even a thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like a lot of the stuff that President Trump is doing. Like, there's this peace in the Middle East. He's doing it in a very messed up and, you know, greedy and money way, but at the end of the day, I don't think I really care. Like, people are getting blown up all the time, killing each other, and like, it's the lesser evil for sure, but it's definitely lesser. Like, but it's definitely still evil. I mean, because like who is getting the short end of the stick? You know, like, are there human rights violations going on still? Like, women still don't have a lot of rights over there. So there's that. But anyways, I like to think that they're working on that too. Like that Prince Salman, I keep seeing, I know his face. It's the prince in Saudi Arabia. Like he was kind of pushing for some rights for women, not all. I mean, I think he's still pretty old school to a point, but like, and then gay people too. Like, they're really against gay people over there, which is pretty backwards. Like, you know, and again, I think it's just they're just not developed that much. I mean, they just haven't had enough time to really like. It's not time to stop and sit and think, but like really organize things. Like, you know. That's what there's that saying, like, soft nations make soft men, and then brings war or something, then war makes hard people or men, or so. I don't know. It's like, I get it, like, but at the same time, those people evolved past war and realized how stupid and pointless it was. Also, is that a good one or a bad one? It's a bad one. Oh, I was in range. Alright, but anyways. It's just people. And that's the thing that irks me about Christians, or Krynos, Christian in name only, is because like 99% of the Bible is be kind and be nice to everyone. No exceptions. Like, I mean, there are some exceptions, like, you know, if you sin, they're not happy with you, but you're still a person. It's like, I guess it's easier to think about it in like firewall rules. they go in ascending or descending order of severity. And so the first rule, if the first rule is passed, like say you're from a network that's whitelisted through, like the first rule is say nobody gets in except for people on this network. And if you're on that network, then cool. You automatically pass rule number 1 and you get to move on to rule number 2. And if rule number 2 is anyone running an operating system that's older or that isn't approved is blocked. Okay, so there's another rule. So if you made it past the first rule, you don't make it past the second rule. That's the same with religion. Like if you're ignoring the first rule of be kind and treat everybody with respect and kindness, you're missing the point, and they're gonna want you to focus on that before you focus on shenanigans. So get it. Persistent and vigilant. Yeah. But anyways, like if Jesus came back today, he would be royally pissed at a lot of people. He'd be like, what are you doing to each other? Putting each other in cages, beating each other, killing each other. We didn't talk about any of this stuff. He's like, did you even read my book? You know, just stuff like that. In fact, that's what I think part of my my efforts are going to be, making videos like that. Exactly that. Like, what if Jesus came back? You know, what would he say about all this? And then, you know, provide examples from the Bible where he says things. And remember, even the Bible is written by a bunch of people that listened to Jesus, and they were all adding their own stuff. So who's to say that, you know, Peter or Paul wasn't like some huge racist or woman beater? Like, you know, they could have been any number of things. Got it. You know, and then they put their own personal twist on what Jesus was saying. I mean, and even that, it was written down like years after they were dead and gone. Like they were just passing it through like by word of mouth. I'm pretty sure. I've read articles that kind of like trace back the history of the Bible and religious texts and just showed the absurdity of like how people think that it is completely 100% pure, the same word of God, even if God was Jesus. Even if, and that's a big if, his message was run through the telephone game, and anybody that played that game as kids like knows that the telephone game, that's the novelty of it, is because you can say a message to somebody and try to have them tell someone else, and by the time you had it run through even like 10 people, the message is completely different. Like completely different. That's the whole point of it. Like I said, that's the novelty of it. So and we expect the Bible to have survived that, and then even the actual translations. Like that's why I say cannibalism was most likely, because there's an interpretation. They say it might not necessarily be weed, or it might have been a different type, or I don't know, whatever. Like just like how there's hemp and cannabis. But we found the actual THC residue burning on that podium in that British Broadcasting Company article. Not the other one, but yeah. But anyways, and it's just,
Heads up.
we know they knew about it, and if it wasn't important enough to mention in the Bible by name, then it wasn't important enough to ban. Like that's what we need to get through our heads is like, alcohol, yeah, and that's the blood of Christ. Like, so it gets a free pass in a lot of situations. Like there's a whole use it responsibly. Okay, well let's use weed responsibly. You know, why is that any different? I'll tell you why. It's because Nixon waged a racist political lawfare war on Americans that weren't going to vote for him, that didn't support war, and he wanted war. He wanted the economy to be good by death. And a lot of hippies said no. And then the Black Panthers were just against a lot of the things he was doing too for black rights, which were still not even all that way. Like, I mean, and it's because it's the ripple effect. Like, black families have notoriously been put down and everything, and that's why, like, there is still a disparity and a need for equity. Like, so, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Watchdog Kilo incoming on your location.
And a good example is, a good example is how if I get pulled over, I'm not nervous. I'm not nearly nervous because at the back of my mind, I'm not worried about skin color being a part of it. I don't fit the profile or match the description just because I'm, not white. However, if anybody shows the cop respect, they're going to have an easier time, and it's harder for the person to show respect because of that long history of inequality and oppression. It's still like, it's not like, oh, done, it's all gone. Like, there are lasting repercussions for stuff like that. Now, granted, like, people today aren't owning slaves and all that, so it's not fair to, like, get mad at all white people for it. But however, if somebody is supporting, like, I don't know, the whitewashing of history, like,
I hope you're ready for a switch up.
I don't know. Of course, that's similar to the brown wash, or to the non-whitewashing, I guess. Like, the removal of Columbus Day, I can understand why some people would be mad about that if they don't understand, like, all of what Columbus was about. But Columbus did some pretty messed up things. So yeah. And he quote-unquote discovered this world, invaded and killed the locals, and whitewashed it. Like, everybody knows this. Like, there were Native Americans. Not everybody knows that there were Native Americans before us. Although that is one thing that kind of sucks. So Lakota Man is a prominent XAP figure. I only had one. Jeez, I ran out of ammo. Huh. Alright, but anyways, it's all messed up, and we all need to open up the dialogue and just really get down to the bottom of things.
Clock's running out.
There we go. And that's what I do. I spend my time arguing with a lot of people on XApp. Are you kidding me? Stop sending this in. Almost got him. So anyways, it's a big old mess, and we need people like Seth Rogen, comedians, to be out there saying just how ridiculous a lot of this stuff is, especially with weed, because weed has just been, it's residual from Nixon targeting Black Panthers and hippies, and then Reagan imported literal tons of cocaine, and instead of saying, oopsie, I did a bad thing, he's like, don't do drugs, just say no. And again, even that just say no is total bogus, because it's so easy for someone with a lot of money to be like, you could just get happiness by going on your yacht, or going to your country club, or going and playing golf, or, not having to worry about whether you can afford college, or get a good job, or, get shot at a traffic stop because you're not white, or beaten and taken to prison and put in prison. And then the one thing, Derek Chauvin, the cop that went to prison for killing George Floyd, they say that George Floyd died because of an overdose, and I say if there wasn't a war on drugs, he wouldn't have a stash to begin with to have swallowed, if that was what happened. I'm pretty sure that is how he died. Like, the overdose of the drugs were actually what killed him, but he would not be killed if he was not held down by his neck, unable to get up and go and try to throw him back up or get his stomach pumped or anything. There was no medical concern. There was just oh, he broke the law. We need to process him, and he looks visibly fine. So they weren't going to call an ambulance and have his stomach pumped. And he probably wasn't going to admit to swallowing drugs, because if he got caught dealing drugs, especially fentanyl, that could be a death sentence. Actually, that's what Trump wants to push for. But so then it doesn't matter if you're dealing fentanyl, you just get killed anyway. And a lot of people probably don't know they're dealing fentanyl. Their drugs they're dealing probably have it in them because the ones up the top. And that, I do agree, that needs to be stopped. We need to make a deal with the cartels where absolutely no meth and no fentanyl, no more adding addictive substances to things. Because even blow by itself, it's addictive in that moment. But if you're not out drinking and if you're not supplementing it with other addictive things, it's not really all that bad. But it is bad. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, it's definitely not like, hey, let's put him in prison for 16 years. That's a big chunk of your life in a cell, rotting away, being babysat by other people that have to, we have to pay them to do it. And it's a horrible job. All your job, day in, day out, is to watch people that are just being punished for years of their life. And then there's people that are in there for wrongful incrimination. Like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So anyways, we're getting close to it. This will be our last one. Anyways, the other things that All right, but anyways, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reach out to Ben and Jerry's and see if they like the idea of the hippie farms. I mean, there's people probably already doing it, but like I'm trying to organize people that would basically recruit from. Ah,
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Deploying smoke.
wee. I like just busting through the doors too. Ow, that door was solid. Oh, there's bricks behind it. That's awesome. I didn't realize that was a thing. I love it. Oh god. So, oh, I just noticed my tattoos are weed leaves. That's awesome. So, but anyways,
Looking good. I hope you got a second wind or something.
yeah, it's the easy and the cowardly thing to do to just blame everything on drugs.
We're nailing this.
Like, never mind all the other problems of society, the wealth inequalities, the reasons that people are even trying to use substances to be happy. Like, you know, just make life better for everybody. And not just the 1%. And that's unfortunately all the government really caters to, because the 1% are the only ones that can afford to be represented and have their say heard, the lobbyists and all that. Like companies. And now corporations are protected like people. Yet they don't have the liability like people. Like if you pull an Enron, uh-oh, it was the company, not me. Ho, ho, ho. And so they can take all the risks without any of the benefit. Oh, I'm a very high target. No, 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 no.
I'm hit. Incoming. Shit, they took the lead.
Dang it.
Don't let them walk all over you. Come on.
I was the very high target. Dang it. I was playing way too risky. Am I the very high target still? Oh no, there he is. Oh, I killed the very high target. Nice. Oh, I gotta finish him. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm the very high target. Dang it. I should probably be more careful and be like, wait, am I the very high target? So, anyways, yeah. And we're gonna keep doing this Blaze It event because I still have the weed stuff. I can continue to do it with these new skins. It's awesome. And I'm gonna keep defending Seth Rogen because a lot of people are not nice on his X app. And he's just there making pottery, doing cool things for the stoner community. Like, leave the poor guy alone. He's made some great movies, some great TV shows. Like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually watched the TV shows, but if they're anything like all his movies and stuff, then yeah. Ah, she's killed me so many times. You are the VHG. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Pack the hard point as tight as you can.
Protect me. Protect me. What are you doing, AFK? Okay. I gotta bounce. Ah, there's another guy just shooting me right in my face, like right side by side. Anyways, yeah, it's just exhausting too, like trying to argue with these people that are so deeply ingrained, like weed bad, weed so bad.
Hardpoint identified.
and alcohol gets a pass. And then there's people that are like, why you always got to bring up alcohol? It's like, because it's legal. Like, you can literally walk to any corner store and buy a bottle of booze that could blur your vision, make you a horrible person, maybe even allow you to, like, beat people, hurt people, like, domestic violence, all that. Like, that just doesn't happen nearly as much with weed. And nearly as much, I say, because I'm sure there's still some extenuating circumstances, but it's also almost always correlation, not causation. Like, people might have weed in their system, or like depression. That was another thing. Like, people are arguing that weed causes depression, which is the dumbest thing ever. Like, I mean, the only way I could see it causing depression is people smoke it and realize, wow, this is such an awesome thing, and the government's been banning it for so long and arresting people and putting them in prison for this. Why? That's depressing. Like, I mean, the actual drug itself, nah, it can make a lot of horrible situations a lot better. And that's why they don't want to legalize it. Because then you wouldn't have to worry about going to a doctor, seeing a head doctor, you know, getting all those psychotropics, which are really the worst. Like mushrooms, magic mushrooms or LSD or any like ibogaine even. That's the one that's like about to get passed in Texas. Any of those psychedelics can disconnect the addictive properties in your mind. They can rewire your mind to not be addicted. But there's no money in it because anybody can produce them. So that's why Big Pharma doesn't want it. And again, they're lobbying and they're like putting all this money in, making it to where it's still criminalized. And they're protecting the Sackler family, and OxyContin, which was lied about, is totally addictive. It leads to heroin and opiate addiction. And was given an even more free pass. Like, not only did it get a free pass like alcohol does for being the blood of Christ and all that, but opiates were given. It was an order from a doctor. Doctor's orders, like, take this pain pill and you'll be fine. I have a buddy who died from addiction because he got prescribed OxyContin for a broken arm from doing sports. He did what he was supposed to do. Like, you know, you either do good in school, do good in sports. I mean, sometimes both if you can. Just depends on how your home life and upbringing are a lot of times. But he was doing good. He came from a well-off family. You know, he was doing what he thought he was supposed to do, sports and stuff, and be good, and he ended up getting addicted.
Losing Charlie.
He trusted his doctor not to get him addicted to drugs, and that doctor failed. So, and yet we blame all the other people, anyone except for the doctors, or the people that lied, or the family that made millions of dollars off of this drug. Like, and that's why people get upset. It's because it's just ridiculous. And we gotta fix it. And it's on all of us. It's up to all of us.
Hope you're ready for a switch up.
So alright. This one's almost done. I gotta get to work. I got a lot of things to do. And I'm deploying a whole new fleet of laptops. And that's the funny thing too. I've been smoking weed since I was 14. Never really stopped, like, except for when I like literally had to. I was not incarcerated, but I was gone for 4 years in a halfway. So I was like, I could leave jail and go work and make money and pay them to stay there. Ridiculous rent. It was like, what was it, like $119 every week? So it was like, which is still like dirt cheap rent, but I lived in a closet with like 7 other dudes. Like it was still a cell basically, but like with a door that didn't lock. And you go in, you do your UAs, your BAs, you know, they pat you down, make sure you don't have any contraband, and it's a lot easier to get in trouble because a lot of things are contraband. Like, literally, if you brought a beer in, you'd go to prison, or you'd go to code or classifications where they have a meeting to scare you straight, and they're like, okay, no more, and this, that, you're going to go to prison. And oftentimes they do send people to prison. They're like, all right, well, you're going to go sit in prison for a while until you take this seriously and realize what a great opportunity you have to pay us money to watch you and make you miserable. Like, the whole system. And my crimes were non-violent, by the way. I do have a misdemeanor assault on a sex offender. That was part of it. That's how I got busted for all the other things, but... Oh, that's my guy. So, but originally it was because I beat up somebody that was drugging and raping people. I should get a medal, but okay, no. I guess that makes sense if you don't think about it. So, yeah. And the drugs were in his room even. Oh my gosh. But, Since I wasn't a spineless coward, I copped to it. But him, no. First thing, he's a bad man. He's a bad man, and I'm over here raping people. Blah 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 blah. And don't worry, that's getting exposed too. He's not getting away with it. He got a slap on the wrist, 5 years probation for it. Anyways, ta-ta for now. We'll see you in the next one. But as soon as I figure out my computer thing, and it really is just a matter of oh my gosh. Sorry. Alright. Anyways. But as soon as I figure out the computer thing, because that's all it is, it's just not processing. Ooh. Whee! Yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, as soon as I figure out the computer issue, because it's just not processing the sound input very well with my thing. And so the sound sounds bad. And I started doing the CATS, the concerns and thoughts, which is basically, it's an analysis of public figures, basically judgment by the people, for the people. So pointing out their flaws, their pros and their cons, to just like let everybody know, like lay it out on the table and let the people decide whether they deserve to be making choices or not. And like, or if they even deserve to be as wealthy as they are or not. Like, that's the other thing. It's like these people are taking these shortcuts and ripping off in a rigged system and just made billions during the pandemic. Well, I don't know. But then again, if everybody has everything they need, then who cares about being rich, honestly? Like, I mean, I say that as like, I have a decent job now, but like all these games and stuff and like this stuff, this used to be reserved only for like the super elite and the wealthy. Now, you could be dirt poor and living on the street and then still have a PlayStation and an Xbox and a temporary housing. A lot of times, though, it's like if you can give up alcohol long enough, which is the only reason a lot of people go back into hard drugs, is because they're like, okay, well, at least it's beer. This is legal. And then beer dulls your senses, and then it's like, oh, now I'm going to go do the thing that I really wanted to do because my body's still physically addicted to it. And beer smooths it over, says, oh, you're good. Go ahead. Go back to doing the thing. Whereas weed, it's like an either or thing. You don't have weed and beer a lot of times. Like, you'll have one or the other. And oftentimes if you smoke, you're like, well, I don't really want to do anything else. And drinking's gross because then you get a hangover and all that. And like, you know, then you want to fight people and you get sad and cry, and it's a literal depressant. Whereas you smoke some of this bud, you find buds. And I will smoke with Seth Rogen one day. Watch. No, I don't know. I don't want to creep him out like that. But if you ever wanted to, if you ever hit me up and said, hey man, yeah, let's blaze, I'd be like, dope. You're welcome in my house anytime. You bring your friends. Well, I think it's James Franco. I hate that I don't know his name. It's not out of disrespect. It's just I only have so much bandwidth to remember names, and I forget people's names that I talk to. So like, let alone like people that I've only seen a movie with. But anyways, ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.